Hello. In this question, we are told to simplify this expression. So in the numerator, we have x squared minus 4y squared, and in the denominator, we have x squared plus 4xy plus 4y squared. So let's start with the numerator. So we have the numerator. And in the numerator, we are given x squared minus 4y squared. The first thing we need to realize is that this is a quadratic expression. And remember, quadratic expressions are of the form ax squared plus bx plus c. In our case, the value of this a coefficient for x squared is 1, since x squared is the same as 1x squared. And then the value of b is 0, since we do not have an x term here. And finally, the value of c is negative 4y squared. So this means we can rewrite this quadratic expression as x squared and then plus 0x and then minus 4y squared, right? And then there is really no need of writing 0x, so this is just the same as x squared plus 0 minus 4y squared. Now at this point, we can use the factorization method of solving quadratic equations. When using the factorization method, what you are usually doing is rewriting this middle term. In our case, it's 0. And we rewrite it in such a way that it is composed of two terms. The two terms are such that when multiplied, they should give us negative 4x squared y squared. And when those two terms are added together, they should give us this middle term, 0. So in this case, two such terms are going to be 2xy by negative 2xy. So that when we do 2xy times negative 2xy, we are going to get negative 4x squared y squared. And when we add these two terms, 2xy plus negative 2xy, we get the middle term, which is 0. So the middle term now becomes 2xy minus 2xy. That's the middle term. We have rewritten it. And then, of course, to its right, we still have minus 4y squared. And then to the left, we have x squared. So the sign for this is plus. Then let's take these terms in pairs. So this is going to be the first pair, and this is going to be the second pair. In this first pair, the common factor is x. So let's factor out x. Then x squared divided by x, we are going to be left with x. And then 2xy divided by x, that's going to leave us with plus 2y. Now let's come to the second pair. In this second pair, the common factor is negative 2y. So we factor out negative 2y. Now, negative 2xy divided by negative 2y, that's going to leave us with x. And then negative 4y squared divided by negative 2y, that's going to leave us with positive 2y. Now notice that in this first term, we have x plus 2y, and in this second term, we also have x plus 2y. So let's factor out x plus 2y. So let's factor out x plus 2y. Okay, so this first expression, x times x plus 2y divided by x plus 2y, we are going to be left with x. Then this second expression of negative 2y and then into brackets x plus 2y, all that divided by x plus 2y will be left with minus 2y. So the numerator simplifies to this. So we are saying the numerator becomes x plus 2y times x minus 2y. Okay, now let's work on the denominator. So on the denominator, I'm going to write it on the right side. Actually, let me just write it at the bottom. So on the denominator, we had x squared plus 4xy plus 4y squared. Okay, let me see if I remember that. So here we have the denominator, and we are saying the expression given is x squared plus, was it 4xy? Let me just go back and check. X squared plus 4xy plus 4y squared. Okay. X squared plus 4xy plus 4y squared. Okay. So this is now clearly a quadratic equation. It's not hideous as the numerator. So we just go ahead to use the factorization method. Again, when using the factorization method, you are usually rewriting this middle term, and you rewrite it such that it is composed of two terms. When the two terms are multiplied, they should be able to give us 4x squared y squared. And when the two terms are added together, they should give us this middle term of 4xy. In this case, two such terms are going to be 2xy by 2xy, so that when you multiply them, we get 4x squared y squared, and when we add 2xy and 2xy, we get the middle term of 4xy. So the middle term now becomes 2xy plus 2xy, and then to its right we have 4y squared, to its left we have x squared. Let's take these terms in pairs. So the first pair is this, and the second pair is this. So in the first pair, what is the common factor? The common factor is x. So x, we factor that out, and then x squared divided by x, that's going to leave us with x. Positive 2xy divided by x will leave us with positive 2y. Then we come to the second pair. The common factor is going to be 2y. So we factor out 2y. Then 2xy divided by 2y, we are going to be left with x. Then positive 4y squared divided by 2y, we are going to be left with 2y. So that's the denominator. Let's just, actually we are not yet done. We notice that in this first pair, we have x plus 2y, and then in this second one, we have x plus 2y. So we factor that out. So x plus 2y, and this first term of x times x plus 2y divided by x plus 2y, we are going to be left with x. And then this second term, 2y times x plus 2y divided by x plus 2y, will be left with 2y. So the denominator is x plus 2y times x plus 2y. Wait, that's just x plus 2y squared, right? X plus 2y times x plus 2y. Okay, I'll just write it in the expanded form. Okay. Now, it's time we do the numerator over the denominator. So in the numerator, we had x plus 2y times x minus 2y. Then in the denominator, we now have x plus 2y times x plus 2y. So let's just write numerator over the denominator. This is going to be x plus 2y times x minus 2y all over x plus 2y times x plus 2y. So by x plus 2y, 1, by x plus 2y, 1, and we are finally left with x minus 2y over x plus 2y. And this is the answer. Thanks for watching, and I hope you learned something new.